So what's come out is that in the crash out. So apparently Offset he went online and he made a couple threatening tweets, and one of them talked about somebody gonna have to die. Somebody gonna have to check out. You know what I mean, we'll say check out. Somebody gonna have to check out if they keep playing with my son. Um, and then I think he said something else, and then he apparently he deactivated his social media profile, Twitter at least, and maybe all socials. But so the controversy is that there's a picture going around. So they show Stefon Diggs with a braided hairstyle, right? And with his new team, you know what I mean, Patriots, number 8, new number and everything like that. So we see him, he got this braided hairstyle, and then they show like a side by side with Cardi B and Offset's son. His name is Wave, by the way. I mean, cool, cool name, but kind of weird at the same time. So I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But then they show him with the same hairstyle. So then so it's like this thing where he's mad about it, and he's like, "Yo, y'all playing with me." So on one hand, it is petty. It's petty, like it's petty for Offset to kind of react to that, and he got to know that the internet, that's what the internet's here for. It would be petty if Cardi B purposely did that, right? Like if she purposely got her son's hair braided to match Stefon Diggs. It would be petty on Stefon Diggs' part if the kid had the hairstyle first, and then Diggs like copied it just to be like the little kid. Like it's all weird. It's all petty. Um, but we're finding out that like the little kid, like he don't even have hair. His hair doesn't even look like that currently right now. So it's a lot about nothing. You know what I mean? So there's not much to talk about. I did think that because Stu was, I just seen him commenting on something, and he was saying that Diggs is playing with fire, and I would agree Diggs is playing with fire if for whatever reason he got his hair braided to match the little kid. Again, if Cardi got her son's hair braided to match Diggs, that's kind of weird, but it's nothing to crash out over. It's not something to get to talk about people checking out from the world. It's not something that you need to be threatening people off of. And even if you do feel those emotions, like genuinely you feel angry, you feel like you gotta get somebody out of here, it's definitely not smart to like tweet those type of things. Now he ain't gonna get in no like legal trouble. But still, like everybody don't need to know your moves. Like if you are planning on, reacting in an irrational way, because I don't condone him acting in an irrational way. But if you do plan on doing something like that, you don't want evidence that you were gonna do it. So now, if something happens to Stefon Diggs, like if something happens between him and Offset, and if charges were to get filed, if it went through the legal system, there's some evidence there, despite him deleting it. There's some evidence there that like it was like premeditated. Um, I think overall it's getting messy because Cardi B is she went on a live rant recently talking about how Offset's not providing for her children, how he's footing her with these expensive bills. She broke down all the bills that she has. Even there's a house that he's currently living in that he's not paying for, but that she's footing the bill for. So it's a lot of their their dirty laundry is definitely getting aired out. And I don't, despite it being fuel for content, that's something that I don't never really want to see. I don't, and I think, we come from a different age. I come from a different age where like media training was a thing. And although we did not have social media, there were a lot of tabloid magazines, but celebrities just knew to kind of just stay away from that type of stuff. These celebrities create their own fires, they create their own tabloids, and it's just a mess. But like, um, I guess if the shoe was on the other foot, it's petty. It's petty on both sides. I just think that it's yeah. I hate to use like I just seen a post too talking about some words that we need to stop using in the black community, but it's just unbecoming. It's unbecoming. It's uncouth. it's reckless. It looks away, man. It don't look like these people are millionaires. You know what I mean? It don't look like these people have anything to lose. It looks like they still in the hood, still in the streets, still, with the same kind of problems. And we got to just do better as a culture to kind of get away from that stuff. But shout out to Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. If they in a happy relationship, that's on them. Um, Offset though has to just he's not with that was his wife. That was his wife, but if he ain't gonna be with her, he ain't gonna treat her a certain way. You know what I mean? He gotta kind of move on with his own self too. So, but messy nonetheless. But that's all I gotta say. I think it's petty. You shouldn't react that way to something like that. But I can understand the pettiness and the anger, but I don't think I'm gonna crash it. I'm not gonna give people the satisfaction because that's all this was. This was entertainment for people to be like, haha, look at you Offset. You don't, probably people equating it to like his relationship with Cardi and like, oh, you see, you don't like it, and making false comparisons. So, but yeah, again, man, just Offset, don't do nothing dumb. Stefon Diggs, if you are trying to fuel the fire, we don't know what's happened off behind the scenes if Offset has threatened this man at all, but like you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to get into those kind of problems either, man. You are entering toward like the end. This is probably gonna be your last contract for your last team. So you want to make sure that you're healthy, you're ready for the game, and like you don't got this kind of drama over your head. So